Hello and welcome to the Mariners Massive. It's my favourite time of the week when we enter the A-League as Central Coast Mariners, still top of the ladder, take on Wellington Phoenix, managed by Ufuk Talay. It's a big game because we really want this win to extend our lead at the top of the table. In terms of the team sheets, well, a bit of a surprise that Roland Lamar is starting at left back for the Knicks. Cameron Devlin is suspended. Rydenton is an addition. Davila, Ball and Hemed, you'd say, are the strengths up front. They've also got the likes of Sam Sutton, Reno Piscopo and Josh Sotirio on the bench, all of whom are capable of making a difference. Central Coast Mariners, well, we field Louis Fenton at right back. Now, he's a former Wellington player released by them earlier this season, so he'll certainly be looking to get a result in Gosford. Let's head over to the dressing room. Plenty of motivation around as we aim for the tunnel. Let's see if there's a conversation to be had. Everything is in our hands as it stands. Can we go on to become A-League champions? Well, first of all, we'll become A-League premiers, actually, first. But we've given ourselves a great platform of doing just that. How are we approaching the task of breaching the A-League's best defence? Good question. I think it'll involve Matt Simon. We do believe that we can do some big business here in Gosford today. Fans of the A-League will know that the Premiership is determined through basically first past the post system, and then the A-League Championship is determined of the top six. They enter a bit of a knockout competition from third till sixth competing in the first round, and then the two top teams enter. It's a little bit like MLS, a little bit like the playoffs. Everything all combined together as we head to the match. Pitch not looking too great here in Gosford, have to say, as we kick off with Matt Simon. In terms of the Mariners team sheet, we'll just go through that. Mark Birighitti in goal. Fenton, the former Wellington man, at right back. Niedermeyer partners Rolls in defence. Kai Rolls coming in for Ruan Tongic. So he's taking a turn on the pine. Basically, he's close to a suspension, so we're going to keep him out of the team just today. Negro at left back. Then we've got Bowman and Ollie Bozanic in central midfield. Jan Nota, Marco Urena and De Silva up front, with Matt Simon backing them up. But there is the opening goal. Inside 10 minutes, it's Marco Urena. Big kick out from Birighitti. It's going to go right the way through. He provides the assist. Urena takes it down, and Stefan Marinovic not really able to get anywhere near that one. So it's been 3 shots, 2 on target, and 1 goal for the Mariners. I do expect Wellington to get a goal in this game. The likes of Davila, David Ball, and Tomer Hemed, really good forward players. So it certainly won't be a surprise to me if the Knicks are on the score sheet. So as a result, I am hoping that we can get a second goal, because that would help us greatly. Just 1 shot and 1 on target for the Knicks so far. So in real life, obviously, they've had a bit of upheaval. No surprise to see Roland Lamar in the book. He's not really a left back. He's more of a left winger, if anything, I'd say. As the ball's going through to Urena, and it's another goal. This time, Daniel De Silva with the assist. As I was saying, in real life, it has been a bit of a struggle for Wellington Phoenix this season. They deserve great credit for what they've done. Basically, packing their stuff up, going across the ditch to Wollongong, where they've taken up residence at Wynn Stadium, W-I-N, I assume it's Wynn Stadium, and done really well there. They've engaged with the locals. They've got a special red kit this season that they've been playing in when there in Wollongong, which is one of the best cities to say the name of, I have to say, as Birighitti plays the ball downfield. Here come the Knicks though. Bit of a challenge in terms of the kits. We've obviously got a bit of a clash with both teams wearing yellow, as Birighitti makes a good save on 25 minutes on the clock. So it has been difficult for Ufuk Talay's team in real life, having to sort of up sticks across the Tasman and then basically establish a new home for the year. They've also played at McDonald Jones Stadium as well, as Ollie Bozanic has put us 3 goals ahead. It's not even half hour on the clock yet. So good play by Fenton on the right, gets it back through Hemed to Bowman, who's going to get the cross in here. And there, unmarked, is Ollie Bozanic. That is suicidal defending from the Knicks. Not what you expect from an Ufuk Talay team. He took over, of course, from Mark Redan, who went on to Western United, and they've been gone from basically from strength to strength over the last few seasons. They did great with Redan in the managerial position, getting them in the top 6 after several years without, and they've since followed that up last season with another appearance in the finals series. Whether that happens this year, I'm not sure. It's one of those where even if they don't, I don't think it's a negative season for them. I think the amount of problems that they've had, obviously with the ongoing coronavirus pandemic, means that they deserve a massive amount of credit just for competing, and they are doing. You know, they beat Western United actually 3-2 just last week in a really good pulsating game. So all credit to them. That was on Sunday, I believe. As Rydenton goes forward but misses the target. Very experienced player in midfield, Matt Rydenton. Ended last season with Brisbane Roar, I want to say, before he obviously has gone back to the Knicks. Big ball downfield by Niedermeyer, cut out, but here's Yanota back in play. Now Urena looking for the hat-trick, and De Silva, who's picked up a knock, it appears. He may need to come off just, we'll do it just before half-time, I think. Let's see if the game allows us to do that. But as I was saying, it has been a season of big change for Wellington Phoenix, and indeed for the Mariners. You know, let's not forget that this team was bottom of the pile last season, and they've gone all the way up to top of the shop. So all credit there, obviously, for Alan Stajic and his managerial team, his coaching staff, who have really worked with the players. You know, it's sort of night and day to see the likes of Ruan Tongic and Kai Rolls playing really well. Last season, they were just nowhere. Bottom of the league, deservedly so. But the likes of Matt Simon has come into the team. He's got more minutes this year, scoring more goals as well. It's always great to see Matt Simon do well in real life, and indeed here in the Mariners Massive, where he is the top scorer in the entire A-League. And I think that's a really impressive feat. As he's not the quickest, he's not the most technically blessed, I suppose you'd say, but he fights for everything, never gives anything up at all. You always know with him that you're going to be in for a battle. I suspect that central defenders see the Mariners come in and think, I don't fancy it at all. Certainly not with him in the side. And backed up now by Urena as well. I have to say, former Los Angeles FC man, the former international with Costa Rica, I believe. He has really made a difference for the Mariners, as has Ollie Bozanic. You know, the acquisition of him, formerly here in the UK with the likes of Hearts, he has made a massive difference and just calmed everything down in midfield. If you ever get to see a game here on BT Sport, it's aired in the UK. Over in America, it's on Fox. Yes, I believe it's in America as well on Fox, and of course in Australia and New Zealand. Do check out one of the games, because every single game this season in the A-League has been a pretty magnificent affair. There's hardly been a quiet game. You probably get one per round, if that. I mean, I think the very first game of the season was Adelaide United against Western United, and that's probably the most, I don't want to say boring, passive, attritional. Ever since then, it's just been game after game where there's drama from start to finish. Just today, this is being recorded on Tuesday. Newcastle Jets drawing 1-1 with Perth Glory. Roy O'Donovan, on the score sheet, equalising with a penalty after Joel Chianese having returned to Perth with the opening goal. And it's actually good to see these players coming back to the A-League. There was a lot of uncertainty in the off-season prior to this year, where players were moving to the likes of India. Stephen Taylor, for example, was out there. Scott Neville went out to be his good buddy Robbie Fowler, as we've got a goal back here through Rufer. Alex Rufer just getting one there past Birigiti. Good strike as well, a half volley, true as an arrow. No chance for Biraz to get hold of that one. And that just goes to show you can't take your eye off the ball at all. But as I was saying, yeah, the A-League, big excitement. And today with the Jets, it's difficult for them with all the upheaval. Obviously Carl Robinson was there at the end of last season. They did so well. Hasn't really worked out for Craig Deans since he's come in, moved over, I think, from the W League side. So the W League side, obviously the women's game, and it was an amazing final, actually, the grand final between it was Sydney FC and Melbourne Victory in a Big Blue grand final just this past weekend. Went to extra time, and it was a goalkeeping performance for the ages by Jada Wyman. Really good from Sydney FC. Fantastic. Did not deserve to be on the losing side, but it was one of those really difficult corners to deal with that eventually led to the winning goal in extra time. Lisa Devanna equaling the record for the number of A-League championships won with 5. They don't actually have a name for the medal. We have the Joe Marsden medal in the A-League for the best player in the final. I strongly advocate her to be named as the one behind the W League medal for the best player in the grand final, having done so well in recent seasons. We're just going to make a change. Matt Simon not really hitting the heights that he has done in recent games, so we'll give him a bit of a rest. And we're also going to bring on Jankovic, I think, for Janota, who again has been a bit quiet. So since that half-hour mark, since I've been talking about pretty much everything else in the A-League, it's been a pretty calm affair as far as the Mariners are concerned. Saying that though, Daniel Bowman has just picked up a yellow card. So one of the things that I was talking about, sorry, before I was interrupted, was the players that have gone away from the A-League and have now returned. So the likes of Mitchell Duke has come back to Western Sydney Wanderers following his move in the off-season. Craig Goodwin is another one. He's a massive player for Adelaide United, who now have one of the most fearsome front threes in the entire A-League. Ben Halloran, Tommy Jurich, and of course Goodwin himself, former and I suppose current Socceroo. He must be up there in the thinking for Graham Arnold. Certainly cannot be discounted, as there's a good clearance there all the way up to Tim Payne. So it is good to see returning A-League players. There was financial worry during the off-season, and that led to a lot of players seeking their fortune elsewhere in Asia. But to have them come back is certainly a strong statement as to the quality of the league and the fact that they want to come back. At the very heart of it are a group of players who could have stayed out, could have enjoyed their their break following the end of their sort of regular seasons elsewhere in Asia, but wanted to come back and wanted to perform for the A-League fans, which I think is a massive thing. We've got a corner just less than a minute to go on the clock, as that's cleared upfield. David Bourne now. Davila's through, and he does not miss 5 goals for the season for a player that's on his way to the Mariners. After this year, we are going to sign Ulysses Davila, and there he is, the Mexican superstar, with the goal. Just parted the seas there, and nothing Birighitti could do. Just 30 seconds remaining on the clock. You'd hope that we'd see those through. As Davila now has his name taken by the referee. Jankovic with the ball upfield, but unfortunately cut out. Niedermeyer now. Mariners are attacking. It's on the left with Negro. Can he get a cross in? He can, but it's going nowhere. Fenton tries to get through. Yeah, we will we'll take the end of the game here, I would have thought. As Marinovic tips the ball behind for a corner. Bazanic to deliver. Is that going near post? It is, but Marinovic with the save. We've now played around 2 extra minutes here, as Negro makes a really good sliding tackle on David Ball. That's what you need. Ref, are we blowing the whistle? We'll take these 3 points, ref. We will certainly take them. 3-2 on the score sheet. A lot closer than it needed to be honest. Let's face it. As you see, little Charlie there celebrating the win. Man of the match, I suspect, went to Marco Urena. We'll certainly check on that in a moment. So there you have it for the Mariners Massive. It's my my favourite time of the week because we get to travel into the A-League, and with Central Coast Mariners doing so well, it's only natural that the likes of Manchester United, if you've seen the news, might be interested in making a purchase, taking over the licence from Mike Charlesworth. I also don't think this is going to come to pass. I think it is one of many suggestions, one of many endeavours by Mike Charlesworth as he looks to sell the club. I suspect he's been talking to a lot of European teams to set up a sort of a feeder. I don't see it being like the Melbourne City, Manchester City kind of link. I suspect it'll be more like Ajax and Ajax Cape Town. If you're aware of that, the link there from Holland to South Africa. Alex Rufer scoring a sensational volley. Now, as a rule, I do not comment on individuals in interviews. I'm going to stick with that one, even though it was a fantastic strike. I'll just have to sort of whisper that to him later on. And of course, Louis Fenton should be pretty happy that we have now got the win over the Knicks. So that has put us 10 points clear at the top. This was, of course, first versus second. Sort of forgot about that in all the furore. Brisbane Roar have now overtaken Sydney FC for 4th place. Perth still stranded down at the bottom. There is, worryingly, so with the Melbourne City job being available, they are now 8 points shy of Melbourne Victory in 6th. They need to win their remaining games. I think the season is either 26 or 28 games. I forget which one. But that just tells me that they need to get points on the board immediately. Otherwise, it's not even worth entertaining a thought of leaving Gosford. We'll see if there's any developments on that during the A-League rundown this coming Sunday. So do check us out. We usually post it on YouTube early on and then publicise it on Twitter during the half-time break during one of the games. So do check us out there and find out all the news, all the events and all the happenings in the A-League with the rundown. I'll see you then.